Hey everybody, it's the girl Otaku here, and before I get into anything that I'm going to be talking about in this video, if you are thinking about, plan on, or want to read Tokyo Ghoul or Tokyo Ghoul Re, I think that you should go now. It's nice knowing ya. Bye. This video is going to be complete spoilers for the anime and the manga really, but especially for the manga. Okay, if you're still around, I am going to be talking about Tokyo Ghoul Re a little bit later, the manga and the anime, so I will try to include a spoiler warning. Let's see here. I suppose we'll start with a meme because everybody loves a good meme. This isn't funny per se, it's actually extremely accurate. There are 143 manga chapters of the original Tokyo Ghoul manga and then the epilogue. And the most common complaint that you will hear about the Tokyo Ghoul series is that the anime does not adapt an adequate amount of the manga. That and the fact that Tokyo Ghoul Re is considered filler, which update has been confirmed as of Tokyo Ghoul Re episode 10. And although Studio Pierrot deviated from the manga in some pretty big ways, I don't think that the anime was complete trash, although there are some things that just completely blew my mind. So usually I prefer reading something before watching an adaptation. That's just a personal preference of mine, though it wasn't necessarily the case when it came to anime and manga. That is because I've never been a huge manga reader, but that is definitely not the case anymore. Not only did I read 300 plus chapters of Tokyo Ghoul in 10 days, my to-read list is now growing at the same speed as my to-watch list. Binging manga isn't something that I would recommend, especially if you're looking to take the most away from a story, and especially with Tokyo Ghoul, it is so easy to miss something really important that has to do with the plot. I have had to reread multiple chapters either because they were badass or I was just confused about something. Right after I finished the first part of the Tokyo Ghoul manga, I recorded some of my initial thoughts and I'm going to include those right here. Okay, so I finished the Tokyo Ghoul manga a little bit ago and I am completely shook. First of all, we all suffered through Kaneki walking 1,000 miles carrying Hide's body, and that never happened in the manga. I don't think I've ever been more shook. Look, I'm wearing my shook pin because I need it, okay? I see why they did it that way, but I would definitely say that the thing that people are talking to me about the most is the difference between the second half of the Tokyo Ghoul manga and then Route A. Really, reading the manga didn't change my opinion that much on the anime, which people are probably going to be surprised when I talk about that because I appreciate things for what they are. So I will definitely say that reading the manga after watching the anime was it was an enlightening experience. And it's just a really great story that I'm passionate about either way. So I'm not gonna hate on the adaptation too much. I don't think I could ever reenact my dumbfounded expression when there was no walking in the manga. No walking. Or running. Like I said, I can see why they did Route A's ending the way that they did in that scenario. Hide is a lovable character, and while I wish that they would have included more about his friendship with Kaneki, I do think that the way that they killed him off really left a lasting impression on the fandom. What I don't understand is why Studio Pierrot thought it was necessary to leave out a fight that I would argue is the most important in the entire series. For a company that, especially when it comes to Tokyo Ghoul, that places action and fighting above the other aspects of the story, the Arima fight was, like I said, one of, if not the most important fight in the entire series. And where is it in the anime? Oh, it didn't happen. That's right. It's not there. When Tokyo Ghoul Re began airing in April, manga fans said that anime-only watchers would have no idea what was going on at all. My opinion on all of that is that it is okay to not understand everything that is going on in the first episode. I definitely think that people were overly critical of Re. Like, you're not supposed to know everything that's going on right at the start. There are many more episodes that should fill in any missing information that you wish you had. Now, if they don't give you most of what you want to know, then you have an issue. Not knowing every little detail when it comes to the plot after the first episode is no reason to go screaming plot holes. Don't get me wrong, I know what it's like to really want to know something and not having the patience to wait for it, but good things come to those who wait. Usually. This is Tokyo Ghoul we're talking about here, and it's up to interpretation on whether or not what we get is good or bad. I'm not hating on the anime. I liked the anime. What I am going to say are some things that I wish I had seen in the anime. The first thing is that they didn't give us a whole lot of information on Rize's character. That entire situation was hazy, and considering the fact that Rize is the only reason why Kaneki is a ghoul, I thought that that was very odd. It's like a running gag in the fandom that Rize's one weakness was falling steel beams, and anime fans have been questioning that since Tokyo Ghoul first aired. It is still possible for them to bring back Rize, but if they don't, I will not be upset. Other manga fans will probably be very upset, but it will not bother me. I just wish the whole thing wasn't so conspicuous, because the manga is like a giant web where all these different things are connected that you would never expect to be connected. So just to expand on what I said earlier about the Arima fight, I also said that I liked the way, or not that I liked necessarily, I did say that I understood why they ended Route A the way they did. I think that it was a very interesting cliffhanger. I like cliffhangers. You know, you've got that first initial, like, damn, I really want more, but it's also, you know, keeping you anxious and on your feet for what's to come next. So with Kaneki walking with Hide's body and then stopping and looking up, and there's an investigator in front of him. Oh shit, it's Kisho Arima. That was a pretty good cliffhanger. And then, of course, my first initial reaction wasn't, oh my god, we just missed out on something huge, because I hadn't read the manga yet. You know, at the time I first watched it, I had no idea that we wouldn't get to see what happened between the two of them. Fans lost their marbles when that Arima fight wasn't included anywhere in the anime, and that is completely understandable. Let's talk about Kaneki and Ayato at the beginning of Route A. Kaneki had, or should have had, one of his most badass moments at the beginning of Route A, and that was breaking half of Ayato's freaking body because he hurt Toka. Literally, Kaneki was counting out loud as he broke half of Ayato's bones. I do have a confession to make. I was so mad at Kaneki at the beginning of Route A because he joined Aogiri, and I was just so heated about that. Whenever I said Ken Kaneki did nothing wrong, I always had people coming at me like, oh, what do you mean he didn't do anything wrong? He joined the group that tortured him and he killed all these people and blah blah blah. So, you know what? I was a little heated about that. I was like, Kaneki, you did one thing wrong. But in the manga, none of that happened. Kaneki was just chilling with Banjo and his group. Tsukiyama was there. Everybody was having a grand old time, making the world a better place. So those are just some things that I wish we would have seen in the anime. I know we got that little screenshot in episode 10 of Tokyo Ghoul that was very, very heartwarming for me. But of course everyone else was just like, oh my god, you know, Route A is filler. My experience with the Tokyo Ghoul manga was very enlightening. I would not recommend watching before reading. There are many dimensions to the story and the characters that you don't get to see in the anime, so I do think that's why I enjoyed reading it so much, because by watching first, I already had acquainted myself with the plot and the characters, so I already loved Ken Kaneki before I started reading, and then I read the manga, and whoa, I love him even more now. Alright, that's all I got for right now. I could talk about Tokyo Ghoul for hours and hours and hours, but these are just some of my initial comparisons and just some thoughts that I've had since finishing the manga. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you check out some of my other Tokyo Ghoul content. I do have another video that is Tokyo Ghoul related that I'm really excited to get out after this one, but I knew that I had to make this discussion video before I did anything else. I'm losing my mind. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.